Wow. These photos are so phenomenal. Phenomenal. All right. My name is Joey Swafford, and I have been in Special Olympics since 5th grade. I would talk to you about how Special Olympics changed my life and kept me from dropping out of school. I really hated school. But instead, I want to spend my time talking about the best coach in the world, Coach Jan Sartain. As most of you know by now, Coach Sartain is retiring at the end of the school year. During her 25 years as the lead teacher for adapted PE, Round Arc ISD evolved to become one of the top programs in Texas under her leadership. So it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone why Jan was voted to the board of directors for Special Olympics Texas in 1996 and served 2 6-year terms. It was during her second term that she was elected as the vice chair, becoming the chair of the board in 2009-2010. Because Coach Sartain is the most important person in Special Olympics, at least in our eyes, right? She was asked to work with Johnny Knoxville. Trying to coach him on track event skills while on the movie set The Ringer. She was an advisor to the directors of the movie and the Special Olympic athletes who were part of the filming. Working with Johnny Knoxville is a job I'm not sure she would be willing to repeat. I don't think Coach Sartain would ever admit this, but I think Johnny Knoxville probably coached her and all of our Round Rock coaches on their silly videos we are shown every awards night. Those coaches' videos are very entertaining. I'd like to share a few stories with you about Coach Sartain that you may not know. One year during the state tournament, an athlete was competing in the walker race. He was being pushed in a wheelchair around the stadium when he wasn't competing, but his walker should have been kept in the van for him to use during the competition. The key phrase in that sentence was, should have been. When his group was called down to start getting ready for the race, the coaches realized they had forgotten the walker at the hotel. They immediately got on the walkie-talkie to Jan and told her the situation. According to one coach, Coach Sartain, who typically stays in the van in case of emergencies such as this, had to stop eating her bonbons and race back to the hotel and try and grab his walker and get back to the stadium before his heat was called onto the track. To this day, nobody knows how she pulled that off, but she was able to hand him his walker and he was lining up to start his race. Coach Sartain is the calm in the midst of the storms. Do you know how Coach Sartain sends our parents emails about what to bring to the state tournament? You know, uniforms, casual clothes, toothbrush, etc. Well, most of you don't know is she does the same thing for all of her coaches. She tells them how many pairs of underwear to bring. And how many showers they may want to take on each day. So she not only takes care of all of us athletes, but she also takes care of our coaches too. Thanks to Coach Sartain, our coaches always smell very good during the state tournament. Do you know how Coach Sartain talks to us before the state tournament and tells us how we are representing Round Our Guys D and that we need to be in our best behavior while the tournament? Well, we all take that to heart and we try and do exactly what she says. However, sometimes that speech can get a little scary to some athletes who have a tendency to act before thinking. After a stern speech one year to the athletes, there was an athlete who had issues keeping one of her fingers from offending others. That speech made such an impact on her that while at the state tournament, she was so afraid she might use her finger inappropriately that she could barely function at the tournament and was even having nightmares. However, she was able to keep that finger in check the entire tournament and was able to compete. But the speech from Coach Sartain scared the living daylights out of her. The funny stories we will remember about our coach are priceless. But so are all the heartfelt memories we have about her too. Whether it's speaking at one of her athletes' Eagle Scout ceremonies, reading the eulogy at a Special Olympic coach's funeral, sending coaches once a week to an athlete fighting cancer, or just being there for athletes and their families when they are in the midst of a crisis or maybe celebrating an important event. Coach Sartain is more than our coach. She is our role model and a friend to everyone in this room. We will miss her speeches, the hugs, the smiles, the funny stories, the emails, the guidance, the support, and the love that Coach Sartain showed each and every one of us. Coach Sartain, where are you?
Joey.
Oh, there we are. I know how you like to do the conga at the state tournaments. I think it's only appropriate to bring you up on stage conga style.
Shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can hold yourself and you know the fun. Shake your body, baby, do that conga.
Can you join the athletes at the steps and shows all that you're not only the best coach in the history of the Summer Olympics, but that you rock